Good morning. Today is July 22nd, 2024. It's Monday morning, about 3 o'clock in the morning, and I think it's time for some government accountability. So, we've got a couple of people out there spreading what we'll call misinformation, and I think it's time to just take a look at this and see what the truth is. So, I'm going to bounce myself over to the corner here, and what I've got here is the actual payroll spreadsheet that the former treasurer used last year to create the budget for 2024. I've went ahead and redacted any information that could possibly be attributed to any individual, and all we're concerned with looking at right now is totals. So in this top section here, this is actually the payroll that comes out of the motor vehicle fund. The total gross payroll from the motor vehicle fund last year would be this number right here, this $594,000. This bottom section is the payroll that comes out of the motor vehicle fund. And if we look at this bottom number right here, this $595,000, that is what is coming out of that motor vehicle fund for gross payroll expenses. Now, when we look over here on this other side, this is the total amount of taxes and benefits. So for last year, out of the motor vehicle or out of the general side, we had this amount. And out of the motor vehicle, we had this amount. Now that's tax and benefits. Now there is no line item in the general budget for that tax and benefits. The county's still paying it, but it's not reflected in the treasurer's budget. So we're going to flip over here now and take a look at this year. So this year, when I created the budget, this is the actual payroll spreadsheet that I used to come up with the numbers for the 2025 budget, which is next year. Once again, I redacted any information that could be attributed to any person. We're just going to look at totals. But this top number right here, that is the total gross payroll amount for the general budget. And this number down here is the total gross payroll amount for the motor vehicle department. Now, if we take last year's totals from both of these numbers and subtract this year's totals from both of these numbers, which reflects a difference in the way payroll was structured a year ago and the way payroll is structured under my management, we'll just click on the calculator here. We get a difference of $136,437.20. So when I say that I've saved $130,000 plus in payroll, there's where I get the numbers. They're straight off the spreadsheets. This is straight out of the courthouse. This is the real deal numbers. So if anyone tells you anything other than that, you've seen the numbers. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at something else. We've covered payroll. I will say that when it comes to these benefit numbers, our benefits went way up this year. Like the cost of everything is going up, the cost of benefits are going up. But in spite of the fact that our benefits went up, if we were to take a look at these totals over here for the benefits from last year to the benefits from this year, we're down $30,722.91. Now, once again, that does not reflect on the treasurer's general budget, but that is still money that is being saved by the county that the county is not having to pay out in taxes and benefits for those employees. So once again, we're saving money. So I'm going to go ahead and knock these two out. Now we've also, someone on Facebook recently mentioned that I wasn't totally being truthful about the 2021 office supplies amount. So let's just move me over here out of the way from it. What we're looking at right here is this is the actual budget activity report from January 1st through the entire 13 months, which is how that works, of 2021. I've gotten rid of some extraneous information here that we don't need because I just want to focus on a couple of things. So for the general fund, commodities, office supplies, the amount spent was $1,939.43. Now, someone on Facebook said that that included postage. Didn't include postage because right here we have commodities postage of $2,117.02. Now, that is only for the general budget. Now, let's go ahead and get rid of this. Get rid of that, and then let's bring these two items up here. So this is kind of in pieces because I had to kind of cut this out of a large document so you could see the actual individual line items that I'm talking about. But what we've got here is this is the line items of the motor vehicle fund that relate to postage and office supplies. So you can see right here that these were two completely separate line items. These are not combined. So for postage for the motor vehicle fund, there was $17,183.51. But then when we look down here at office supplies, we spent $43,894.24 on office supplies. Well, when you add that motor vehicle fund amount with the amount that we saw in the general fund, it's about $45,000 in office supplies. Now, I can't tell you yet what that was all spent on, but I'm going to find out and I'm going to tell you because I believe in transparency and government accountability. And I have access to an awful lot of information now. And I can promise you that I'm going to dig through every bit of it. We're going to audit it all. And we're going to tell the public where all of their money's been going. And we're going to tell the public where their money's going to be going in the future. Now, there are a few people out there that really don't want me to do this. They don't want you to know these numbers and they don't want you to know what the money's been spent on. But I'm not going to back down. And that's also causing them to try really, really hard to make sure that I don't continue with this and do what I intend to do. But I'm not going anywhere. I am going to keep giving the public these numbers and I'm going to keep going through these numbers and we're going to find out just exactly where our money's been going. So I'm going to go ahead and go sleep for an hour or two and head to the courthouse because it's going to be a big day today. But if anyone has any questions, I'd love for you to reach out to me. I've got hard numbers. I've got papers to back up everything I say. And I look forward to meeting everyone and continuing to give the public the information they deserve.